Pray muna, pray.
Ay, sir, di po kami pwede mag-share ng slide. Kayo lang daw po pwede.
Puti mo dyan, Beb.
Narinig ba ako ni Sir? Sige, sir?
Yes. Isa-set ko.
Okay po. Wala kaya po.
Ralph, sa'yo ba yun?
Alin?
Yung sounds.
Jay, open mic kay Jay.
Okay, you can now share your presentation.
Guys, nakikita nyo?
Oo, best.
Kita.
So, let's start. So, good morning, everyone. We are Group 1. The topic that was given to us is about software licensing and piracy. So, introduction to software licensing. So, the content is what is software licensing, benefits of using the licensed software, and current situation. So, what is software licensing? Software licensing is the legal right to run or the privilege given to you by a company to access their application or program. So, when we say software licensing, this is the legal way na paggamit ng isang application sa internet and allows you to do certain things that would otherwise be an infringement of copyright law. So, when we say infringement, ito yung pag-violate. Like for example, mag-a-apply ka sa isang company. Before ka, di ba yung mga rules and regulations doon, before ka pumirma ng kontrata, and then, kapag may na-violate ka rules doon, yun yung infringement. And like for example din, di ba, kapag bumibili tayo ng laptop, di ba may mga operating system na need-install sa PC natin. Though it's quite expensive, but at least, yun yung legal software na, yun yung legal software na sinasabi. Medyo kabado. Nagagets niyo ba ako? Nasusundan niyo ba ako?
Yes.
Yes.
Nasusundan niyo ako?
Oo.
Yes.
So, benefits of using licensed software. By using licensed software, you are able to contribute to the further development of the program you are using. It also helps the economy generate not just computer-related jobs, but opportunities for other for other people and businesses whose work is much dependent on written technology. Tama ba ako? Ay, mali. Ay, sorry. Ito muna pala ako, sumobra ako. So what is software licensing? A license agreement governs the use of licensed software. License agreements typically allow the software to run on a limited number of computers and allow copies to be made, though solely for backup purposes. So what is license agreement? Familiar naman siguro kayo, di ba? Kapag nagda-download kayo ng application sa PC or laptop nyo, di ba? Kapag ni-run nyo siya, may mga terms and agreement kayo muna babasahin before mag-proceed sa susunod na step. Yun yung license agreement. And like for example, na din kapag, di ba sa cellphone, kapag nag-download muna kayo, nag-download kayo ng mga application, and then kapag na-install nyo na siya, may mga ano doon, di ba? May mga allow or not. Parang ganun lang din siya. And then, ito na yung benefits of using the licensed software. So, nabasa ko na siya kanina, di ba? Hindi ko na siya ulit babasahin. So, benefits of using licensed software. What are the benefits of using a licensed software? So, let me ask you this. Sino ba naman ang gusto ng hindi legal, di ba? How would you feel if malalaman mo na yung birth or marriage certificate do is pirated or fake, di ba? Or something na bumili ka ng vitamins, tapos malalaman mo, fake din siya. So, di ba, what benefit it can help you if you're using illegal or pirated software? And also, kapag gumagamit ka ng legal software, alam mo sa sarili mo na panatag ka. Panatag ka na, hindi ako umaano sa batas or something na basta alam mong hindi illegal yung gamit mo. And also, kapag license yung software mo na ginagamit, you can also use all the features no software. Well, depende pala if updated, ganito. Kasi alam ko pag Windows, nag-update siya every So, ayun. And benefits of using licensed software. Apart from the legal obligation to use licensed software outright comes with support not found in pirated software. So, as I've said earlier, di ba, ano ba magiging benefits natin kapag gumagamit tayo ng illegal or pirated? Oo, di ba? Free siya or mas mura sa mga legal na pero yung consequences naman, di ba? And then, current situation. Nakikita niyo yung mga logos and symbols?
Oo, bes.
Yes.
Maybe you're all familiar, di ba, with the symbols and logos. These are the examples of operating system such as Windows, Linux, Ubuntu. If I'm not mistaken, yung sa CCI, yung ginagamit nila operating system is Ubuntu. If hindi ako nagkakamali.
Yes, tama.
So, Mac and so on and so forth. So when we say operating system, siya yung nagmamanage ng software and hardware sa isang gamit or PC or laptop, ganun. Parang sa phone, iOS and Android. So, the current situation, clearly visible Microsoft programs that are sold in sidewalks seems to always be a good buy. Likewise, you can expect McDonald's products to support you if you buy Big Mac and apple pie just in case you got into trouble. So, what have you noticed about this slide? Ano notice nyo dito sa slide na to? May tao ba? Hello?
Magtawag ka na lang.
O, ikaw na lang, Beb.
Kahit kasama mo ako magre-report.
Hindi, ano naman napapansin nyo dun sa So, wag na. If you notice the spelling of the Big Mac and apple pie, di ba? Ganyan kapag pirated. Kumbaga, sa real na apple pie, risky kainin kasi kumbaga alam mong fake, alam mong imitation lang, di ba? Alam mong ginaya lang at hindi original. Para sa software, risky siya gamitin. The whole point of this topic, the software licensing, is to use the legal software. Kaya yung mga nagtotorrent dyan, please lang, pakiiwasan na. And, tawag dito, di ba, sa pag hindi afford ng tao or tayo na mag-avail ng sa Netflix, account sa Netflix, di ba, ano yung ginagawa natin? Sila lang pala kasi may Netflix. Ako tawag dito, yung may, tawag dito, naghihintay sa Facebook ng mga uploaded na series, videos. Tsaka remember one thing, it is way better to use a legal way kasi hindi ka kabado na baka anytime ganito ganyan. And also, pinaka-benefit nito kapag magamit ka ng legal software is supported ng company. So, yun lang. I hope you learned something. Yun lang po yung ano ko.
Sir,
Mag-start ka na.
sir, mag-start na po ako. Introduction to software licensing. Software licensing copyright law. Proprietary software in the Philippines. In the United States, Section 117 of the Copyright Acts give the owner of a particular copy of software the explicit right to use the software with a computer, even if use software with a computer requires the making of incidental copies and adaptation act which could otherwise potentially constitute copyright infringement. Therefore, the owner of a copy of computer software is legally entitled to use that copy of software. Hence, if the end user of software is the owner of the respective copy, then the end user may legally use the software without license from the software publisher. Accordingly, proprietary software license attempt to give software publishers more control over the way their software is used by keeping ownership of each copy of software with software publisher. By doing so, Section 117 does not apply the end user and the software publisher may then compel the end user to accept all the license agreement, many of which may be more restrictive the copyright law alone. So dito sa sa copyright law, ito pinapayagan ng owner yung mga gusto gumamit ng isang pangyayari niya lalo sa mga pagdating sa mga software. So for me, best example nito is yung sa mga music, binibigyan ng may-ari ng permiso bago gamitin at saka para na din mapag-usapan niyo yung mga terms niya about sa paggamit ng kanta niya, ganun, yung copyright law. Dito, proprietary software. Proprietary software is computer software which is a legal property of one party. The terms of use for other parties and defined by contracts or licensing agreements. These terms may include various privilege to share, alter, disassemble, and use software is code. Well-known example of proprietary software include Microsoft Windows, Adobe Photoshop, CorelDRAW, QuickBooks, SAP, etc. In the Philippines, all the software and hardware development members of the Business Software Alliance, BSA, are encouraging the legal use and licensing their software. Its members represent one of the fastest growing industry in the world. BSA programs foster technology innovation through education and policy initiative that promote copyright protection, cybersecurity, trade, and e-commerce. Under U.S. copyright laws, software piracy can result in fines up to $150,000 for each software title copied. In addition, the government can criminally prosecute for copyright infringement if convicted. Violators can be fined up to $250,000 or given a jail terms up to 5 years or both. So dito naman sa sa proprietary software license, nakilala din sa sa tawag na non-free or closed source software. Yun yung mga publishers or another person retain intellectual property rights. Kapag sinabi nating retain intellectual property rights, kadalasan ito yung copyright ng source code, pero minsan naman patent rights. So pag sinabi natin patent rights, ito yung pinapayagan ng may-ari, katulad sinabi ko kanina na pinapayagan siya ng gamitin ng may-ari yung kanta niya Yung mga owner ng proprietary ay mga tinatawag na exclusive rights. Kasama na din diyan yung yung mga redistribution, modification, tsaka yung inspection of software code. Tsaka pwede ring limitahan ng owner yung paggamit nito, kagaya nung mga nauuso ngayon sa social media, yung mga sa live streaming sa FB. Lalo na sa mga gamers, if mapapansin niyo nakagamit ng kanta niya, yung mga streamers, ay hindi sila nakaka-copyright. Bakit? Kasi binibilis na nila yung speed ng kanta tas para di ma-recognize sa FB. So malaya sila nakakagamit ng ng audio o music. In the Philippines. In the Philippines Business Software Alliance, BSA, together with the Philippines Anti-Piracy Team, PAPT, leads the government-initiated campaign which aims to significantly reduce software piracy in the country or promote respect of intellectual property rights. PAPT combines BSA, NBI, PNP, and Optical Media Board in ensuring compliance to software licensing and no piracy. Ito, example na lang natin dito yung sa Cebu 2009 countdown. Na binigyan ng PAPT ng permiso para maglabas ng search warrant at authorization para sa mga organization na ipapakita nila yung end user licensing agreement, certificate of authenticity, tsaka sa mga resibo. Since no March 25, binigyan ng PAPT ng 20 days para i-check yung mga legality ng softwares nila, para itama yung mga misuse ng softwares nila, software license nila, at ipakita na lang dito na hindi talaga dapat gumagamit ng pirated software. Ilang.
Web.
Hello, good morning. So, ako naman yung magtatakal ng software piracy. So, sa introduction muna tayo. Next slide, please. Software piracy is the illegal using, copying, and reselling of the software without the consent of the software creator. The authorized copying may be done for personal use or business use. Bali, ito yung illegal na paggamit at pagkopya at pagbebenta ng software ng walang pahintulot ng gumawa ng isang software. Then, ang isang otorisadong pagkopya ay maaaring gamitin ng personal o about sa negosyo. Next slide, please. So, meron tayong types of software piracy. Number 1 is soft lifting. Sobra, beb. Means sharing a program with someone who is not authorized by license agreement to use it, also known as self-loading and user piracy. A common form of soft-lifting involves purchasing a single license copy of software and then loading the software onto several computers. So, it's a common type of software piracy in which illegally licensed software program installed or copied in violation of this license agreement. So, bali ang purpose ng soft lifting is i-provide yung program for multiple users kaysa magbenta siya ng copy para sa mga profit nito. Bali yung soft lifting, tinatawag din siyang end user piracy or soft loading. Example na lang is yung, magbibigay lang ako ng tatlong example, is providing software to more corporate users rather than covered by the license agreement. Number 2 is installing software license to an organization on home-based computers. Number 3 is sharing software among friends. Then next natin is hard disk loading. Hard disk loading is often committed by hardware dealers. This form of piracy involves loading an unauthorized copy of software onto a computer being sold to the end user to attract customers. Then hard disk loading is a commercial software piracy. System builders purchase a legal copy of software but then reproduce, copy, or install the software onto computer hard disk. Bali yung hard disk, nagpo-provide siya ulit ng legal copy and then sinisave niya sa hard disk para makapag-reproduce siya or ma-install siya ulit. Then next natin is renting. Renting involves someone renting out a copy of software for temporary use without the permission of the copyright holder. The practice similar to that of a video from Blockbuster violates the license agreement of software. So sa renting naman, simply means it is used as temporary use without permission of the copyright holder. Ibig sabihin, tulad nung sa mga cinemas na pinapalabas, di ba? Bali nagkakaroon siya ng copy, temporary use lang din nawawala din siya. Like dun sa mga Facebook din, di ba? Agad siyang nabubura. Then number 4 is OEM unbundling. Original equipment manufacturer unbundling means selling standalone software originally meant to be included with a specific accompanying product. An example of this form of piracy is someone providing drivers to a specific printer without authorization. Then yung OEM means original equipment manufacturer unbundling. Meaning na kapag hiniwalay ang isang software at sinama sa iba o binenta ng relay or hindi siya kasama sa OEM package. Ibig sabihin, ang kunyari, bigyan ko na lang kayo ng example. Yung package na kasama natin dito, kunyari sa tour guiding, ang package na kasama natin is food, tour guiding, and then yung breakfast. Bale, pag pinaghiwalay-hiwalay mo na siya, bale magiging OEM unbundling na siya. Then next is counterfeiting. Means producing fake copies of software, making it look authentic. This involves providing the box, CDs, and manuals, all designed to look as much like the original product as possible. Syempre dito, alam ko naman na familiar na kayo dito sa counterfeiting. Means to imitate something like an authentic one. Ito yung ginagamit na pag-ayos or pagkopya sa isang bagay or isang system or software. Halimbawa na lang, ngayon naman kasi 'di ba, parang sa lahat ng bagay, sa lahat ng parang nauuso na yung imitation. Ayun. The next natin is online piracy. Bali sa online piracy, this is the fastest growing form of piracy in internet piracy. There are hundreds of thousands of WARES sites providing unlimited downloads to any user. Bali, this practice of using internet to illegally copy of a software and pass it to other people. Bali, ganun na kasi siya, ganun nakalawak yung online yung internet ngayon. Bali, isang click mo lang, pwede mo na siyang i-share or pwede mo na siyang ibigay yung software sa ibang mong friends. Bali, bigyan ko na lang kayo ng dalawang example ng WARES. Mega.nz and then TurboBit. Bali, dun kayo makakakuha or ng mga pwede nating makuhang system. And then next natin is why software piracy. Number 1 is expensive. Bakit nga ba expensive? So, tayo mga Pilipino, hindi ko naman nilalahat. Bali, syempre hindi natin masyadong afford kasi talagang high cost siya. So, kaya tayo nagpa-piracy kasi nga, mahal siya and then hindi natin siya afford. Tapos yung availability naman refers to a property of software that it is there and ready to carry out its task when you need it. Bali, bigyan ko kayo ng tatlong qualifications na kailangan i-meet for a system to be available. Number 1 is functioning equipment, not out of service for repairs or inspection. Number 2 is functioning under normal conditions. Operates in an ideal soft setting normal at an expecting rate. Number 3 is functioning when needed. Operational at the anytime production is scheduled. Sabi daw, meron kasi tayong percentage na kailangan i-meet when pagdating sa availability. So, ang world-class system availability is considered to be 90% or higher. So, kailangan, bago maging availability yung piracy na kukuhanin natin ng software, kailangan 90% and above yung kailangan natin. Not convenient to buy for each computer. Dahil nga, syempre, nagko-cost siya ng higher amount. Hindi naman siguro natin afford na, kunyari, ikaw, 3 yung laptop mo. Syempre, bibilan mo ba ng tigi-tigisang software? Yun, ang mahal. Ang mahal ng kada isa. So, kaya tayo nag-software piracy. And then number 4 is ask to buy new version although having an original one. Lahat naman siguro ng software system need naman i-upgrade. Lalo na kapag kailangan natin ng mas okay or mas magandang software. So, kahit na meron na tayong original na software, kailangan pa rin natin mag-upgrade at magkaroon ng new version. Number 5 is the CD backup damage. Primary data failures can be result or hardware of software failure. Data corruption or human caused event such as malicious attack, example of viruses or malware, or accidentally deletion of data. Siyempre, yun nga, sabi nga nila, pag nag-download tayo ng software piracy, pag nag-piracy tayo ng software, bali, nandun lahat ng risk. So, pwedeng yung file mo maging corrupt, tapos magkaroon ng virus yung system mo or yung computer mo, then accidentally na ma-delete yung data mo. Next po. Effect on users. Number 1 is lower productivity. Pirated software often includes incomplete or damaged programs. Bali, dun sa lower productivity na yun, syempre, pirated software often includes incomplete or damaged programs. Ano ba yun? Nabubulol na ako. Bali, when it comes to software piracy kasi, pagka lower productivity, alam naman natin na hindi ganun kaganda yung system na makukuha natin. So parang, parang, anuhan na lang, tsambahan na lang kung yung software ba na maaano natin is compatible dun sa gagamitin nating laptop or computer. Then, next is malware infection. Malware infection, pirated software can also include computer viruses, malware, which can destroy data on user's hard drive. Computer viruses can have a devastating impact on any computer user from the home user to a large business. Bali sabi dito, pirated can also include computer viruses which can destroy data on user's hard drive. Bali, dun sa malware infection, syempre, may risk talaga siya na magkaroon tayo ng viruses. And then, yung data na meron tayo is makokorrupt siya. Number 3 is subject to raid. Companies can also be subject to raids by the SIIA or Software and Information Industry Association. An important can initiate the process. Means, bali yung CIAA is the principal trade association for the software and digital content industry. And yung CIIA are they called also as Accelerating Innovation in Technology Data Media. And then, ayun na po, ipapaliwanag na po ni Arjel yung next.
How to prevent piracy. Purchase only legitimate software products. When buying software, it is necessary to be sure to get genuine discs. When one purchases illegal or counterfeit copies, his money goes straight into the pockets of software pirates. Buy from an authorized dealer. Check the prices and ask for receipt. Next slide. Ay, teka lang. Teka lang pala. Yung dito sa purchase only legitimate software products. Yun nga, yung legitimate, other terms is legal or lawful. Dito pumapasok yung it is something to make it legal either by passing a law or publicity recognizing it as in accordance with the law. O yung sinasabi kanina ni Bea na yung kung bibili ka ng software yung yung legit o pagkakatiwalaan. When buying software, it is necessary to be sure. Dapat alam mo kung totoo yun o trustworthy, genuine. When one purchases illegal or counterfeit copies. Dito nga papasok yung imitation, yung ginagaya lang nila. Authorize having a official permission or approval. Ayun lang. Next slide. Punishment. In India, the copyright of computer software is protected under the Indian Copyright Act of 1957. The minimum jail term for software copyright infringement, violation of law, is 7 days, and the maximum jail terms is 3 days. Fines range from a minimum of 50,000 to a maximum of 200,000 rupees. Next slide. Ito nga yung Organization for Protecting Piracy. Number 1, BSA or Business Software Alliance. Next slide. Ito yung BSA. Business Software Alliance. It established in 1998 and representing a number of world's largest software makers. Its principal activity is trying to stop copyright infringement of software produced by its member. Yung Business Software Alliance is a non-profit trade body that works for copyright protection, representing world's biggest technology companies including Apple, Microsoft, Symantec, and Adobe. Principal activity is trying to stop copyright infringement of software produced by its members. Next slide. Balik ko. Yung SIIA, Software and Information Industry Association. It offers global service in business development, government relations, corporate education, and intellectual property protection to companies. It also advocates a legal and regulatory environment that benefits the entire industry. Yung SIAA, ito yung private trade organization with absolutely no independent law enforcement authority. The power of attorney to act on their behalf to accuse business of software piracy, have the rights provided under copyright laws that protect the holder of copyright against infringement. It offers global service in business development. It advocates legal and regulatory environment that benefits the entire industry. Next slide. Ito yung Canadian Alliance Against Software Theft. Its mission statement is to reduce software piracy in Canada through education, public policy, and enforcement. The CAS was established in 1990. Ito sa Canada to, yung Canadian Alliance. The Copyright Enforcement Group has been known to knock on the doors of a few Canadians over issues concerning copyright infringement. Next slide. FAS, Federation Against Software Theft. It was set up in 1984 by the British Computer Society's Copyright Committee and was the first software copyright organization in the UK. Its first action was to raise the awareness of software piracy. FAST, non-profit organization, formed in 1984. It was established by the British Computing Society Copyright Committee with the aim of eliminating copyright infringement of software in UK. It was the world's first anti-piracy organization to work on protecting copyrights of software publishers. Okay na po.
So, ayan, okay na. And kapag gusto nyo ng mabasa yung ito yung reference. So, group 1. Any question? Wala. Mamaya pa pala yun. Sir, okay na po.
Okay, so on the second session, we're going to conduct the question and answer. So siguro we should have 15 minutes break before we continue. So the time is 8:50. So be back at 9:05 for the question and answer. So question and answer, yung mga reporter na magse-set ng link for the
Okay po, sir.
okay. So I will not be recording that anymore. So this one is ito yung re-record natin. So
Okay po.
wait for the reporter's link for the question and answer. So they will post it and be back at 9:05. Okay?
Okay po.
Okay. So findings ko lang do sa reporter. So we have at least 1 and 30 seconds pa. So the only thing na medyo mali do sa reporter is they are not showing their face. They are the reporter supposed to be. They are supposed to be showing their face. Not the audience is showing their face, but the reporter are not. So makikita sana namin dito yung facial expression. So mas madali na maintindihan yung dinidiscuss nyo if you're showing your face, is showing your hands, is showing your gestures. Kasi mas madali na yung makikita. Pero doon sa mga nag-report, wala mang isang nagpakita ng face nila.
Sir, kasi po yung sa akin po, kasi hindi niyo po talaga makikita. Kasi po ako po yung nag-share ng
Yes.
ng slide.
Yes, okay. Pero sana you do, kasi dalawa naman kayo dyan ng kapatid mo eh. So, at least you use two gadgets. Then, yung isang reporter, siya yung nag-slides or, kumbaga, we know naman how to uh, look for the solution para mapakita natin that we are the one reporting. Nakakuha naman sana yung point. So, siyempre,
Okay.
first reporter, so marami pang iyang adjustment. So, second reporter, kailangan, I'm expecting na gano'n na mangyayari. So, that is for our session today. So, be back ng mga 9:10 na. 9:10 na tayo balik kasi
Okay po.
nagdaldal pa
Send ko
ako.
na lang po sa inyo yung link, sir.
Okay, sige. Then, sa kanila
Okay
din.
po.
Okay?
Okay po, opo.
Okay, so that's for today. So see you next section. Sige, next session na tayo. 9:10. Okay?
Okay po.
Bye for now.
Sige po.